Welcome, Leo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your August general reading. These are timeless readings. They're also general readings. So you have heard me say this before. I'm sure most of you are familiar. This is not for everyone. It is quite common to resonate with some pieces of a reading, but if you find yourself really annoyed or irritated or frustrated with a reading, it's quite likely that it isn't yours. This is intended as a meditation that supports you in looking for answers within you. I do not provide answers from the outside. I'm not a fortune teller. However, I do hope to be able to reflect back to you what it is you are concerned with, how you are working through various issues in the moment. Having said that, I welcome all of you, particularly Leos. Leo rising is most likely for the astrological information to resonate for you, but anyone is welcome. And your overall energy for this reading is the Seven of Staffs, which you're showing me the need to protect yourself, the need for you to stand up for yourself in order to fend off confusion, false expectation of you, what you can do, what others want you to do, and your attempt to stay within the guidelines of what you feel is within your power. So to that end, you may find yourself speaking out in ways that you customarily do not do. I almost get a feeling here that you're protecting someone else. And in order to do that, you're doing that by shielding them from some of the queries, questions, curiosity of others that you feel may be harmful to them, and it's harmful to you. As such a prideful sign, Leo, there's a lot of image that you feel you want to maintain on behalf of someone else. And underneath the deck, the Lord of Cups. It's interesting to me because this feels like a father figure, an authority figure, someone who you feel has given you a lot in your life, someone who loves you, who has loved you in their own way, perhaps, and you are protecting them at this time. So this person feels very vulnerable, but this person is a lot wiser than you may think. They are struggling to integrate the lessons that they've learned, and you are trying to help them with that to the best of your ability. Let's pull a crystal oracle. This is a different deck than the one I've gotten before, and there are two of these bright cards. This is chakra balance. So green jasper, turquoise, and labradorite are featured in this particular card, and the key word is harmony, or that's sort of the idea that all energy centers are flowing within you. Harmony makes the song of life sweeter. Interesting. I'm going to keep this here. I love this. And I definitely believe that for you, seven sacred chakras, seven of staffs, you have been working on your own spiritual integrity, your own moral force for a while. So this opportunity to stand up for someone else, and it doesn't have to be anyone in particular. It can be family in general. It can be co-workers. Whoever it is the result of your getting balance within and understanding the power that you really have in the world to serve. And that is part of your spiritual journey right now. And if you find that this reading resonates with you, I always forget this part, or it feels sometimes awkward, Please like this video. Please share it with others if you feel inclined to do so. Certainly subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. It helps me a lot, and I appreciate the support that you give me with just your time and any other way that you do. So thank you in advance for that. The 10th house is where we feel we fit into the world and the way others see you. The Five of Cups is a card that many of us get often in life. This is you really working through disappointments, rejections, heartaches, failures, things that did not go the way you believed they would go. And with a trusting heart, with an open heart, you believe that the path of true love would be easy and simple. And in many ways, you've come to recognize a pattern in these rejections. So this isn't just about broken love affairs. This is about anything we've attempted and we don't feel that we've been successful in the ways that we were meant to be. Difficulties you've had at work or with partners, certainly. Recognizing this pattern has inclined you to rely on yourself more and more as you look into the possibilities that you were the one consistent element in all of these disappointments, and why, in fact, asking yourself why you chose this heartbreak over and over again. What pattern were you responding or even reacting to? And what did you hope to gain? What did you think others could give you that you couldn't give yourself? And this is something that occupies you a lot, something that considers you a lot. The illusion of some kind of perfect, balanced union and the reality of broken hearts that have strewn along the way. And coming to a place of understanding more deeply how and what you can give to yourself for yourself. In the first house, the Eight of Jades shows you working very hard, putting a lot of effort into this personal development, this path of personal development. Like you're not shirking. You're doing this in a way that you perhaps haven't done too many other things. You're certainly hardworking, and you have a work ethic, but there's some piece of you that doesn't feel like you should have to do as much work as you do. There's some piece of you that only understands this kind of work when it is specifically for you and about you, and where you can see the immediate benefit, even as that immediate benefit is a better, more functional, and successful experience of your life. So you approach things very systematically, like, what do I need to do to get what I want? And that is your approach with your spiritual journey as well. How I'm experiencing the benefits. How can I maximize those benefits by improving upon my openness, following the rules, following some rules, having a plan? How much time do I invest in this? How do I invest in myself, in my own development? This feels like a lot of questions for you at this time, and particularly as the new moon in Leo has been recent, just a couple of days ago. So this is an added spotlight on areas in which you're being called upon to really integrate what you've learned in helping you to emerge on a very new, different social path. In the fourth house, the house of your home, your family, the Three of Staffs indicates that you are putting things together. You are collecting ideas, collecting collaborators, putting together ideas for a proposal, uh, um, looking at different models that you could emulate. And because you're putting out so many feelers, because you're planning something, usually in collaboration with others, you're anticipating feedback so that you can move forward to the next step. This is a very positive, very hopeful card. Sometimes it's a card of waiting as well. So there may be some news that you're waiting for. There may be some information regarding the project that you're working on, the care that you're giving to others, the way that you're evaluating a situation. You may be looking for information, data, expertise from others in order to take those next steps. And in the seventh house, in the house of significant relationships, we have the Warrior of Swords. And this is really about your curious nature. And this sort of goes back to the sense I have about your curiosity, your questing, your attempt to protect yourself and others on a particular path. I feel as though you're looking deeper into your own history, but in particular with regards to someone you love deeply, someone you care for. It feels like a sibling, it could be a parent or just someone that is beloved by you. But this is you wanting to understand their path, how to help them better. And that is necessarily reflecting, of course, on you and your path. How can you prevent the situation they're in? How can you avoid some of the pitfalls of someone you may be caring for or whose welfare is concerning you right now? But how can you open yourself up to more information? Should you be going back to school? Should you be developing or taking courses or learning a new language? What are the things you can do to make your efforts, your desire to build something stronger and more successful? So I'm going to clarify the Eight of Wands in the first house with the King of Wands in the second house and the World card in the third house. So here we have another king. And I did mention earlier that uh, this is a representation of you without a doubt. And the part of you that cares for others, that is concerned for the welfare of others, is also under a lot of has a lot of opportunity for maturation right now. You see a through line, you understand a person throughout time, and that is helping you to emotionally grapple with some deeper and more challenging questions around how to take care of those you love. But there's also a part of you that wants to be in control of your various projects, yourself, your body. It almost feels like you're grappling with the idea of wrapping up, ending a cycle in which you saw yourself in a very prideful way, separated from other people. You saw yourself pioneering something, building something that had your stamp on it. And it looks as though someone very much like you supported you in that effort. But that story is coming to a close. There's something about all of the outer shine that you're turning away from, and you are leaning more into the brilliance of your heart, your particular capacity to bring the sun, bring joy into others' lives, not so much through material things, but from giving of yourself. And this is something that has been really challenging for you because I see you having worked very hard to be something that others would, or someone that others would admire and aspire to, or as a model of something very successful, even glamorous. But you are interrogating that whole model right now. You're really looking to do something that is more about elevating your spirit, your understanding, and your opportunities for service. You're seeing service as the kind of growth, and service can be as a leader, it can be as a parent, it can be as a good coworker or boss. But you're shifting, you're moving, you're leveling up. You're looking less at the outside and more at what this says about your opportunities and your empowerment to do something that isn't just flashy or surface level. In the fourth house, the house of your home and soul, the Three of Staffs is clarified by the Knight of Wands in the fifth house and the Knight of Swords in the sixth house. So yes, you're busy exploring, looking at possible plans, opportunities, new ways you can learn and grow, building new friendships, finding new activities that put you in a circle of people that you aspire to be like. So I do see you as surrounding yourself, looking to expand your network, really understanding that if you are proposing or thinking about some new activities or a new way of expressing yourself, particularly at home, you may be looking at travel or opportunities for growth, education, expansion in that regard. And in many ways, you are still healing an old system of beliefs. You are working through a whole set of beliefs that you are now releasing, a whole set of ideas about who you were and who others should be for you, so that you are looking again at reversing this idea that others should serve you and your needs. And now you're seeing opportunities throughout your life to serve others. And that can be one of your amazing gifts, particularly when I think of the beautiful, big hearted energy of Leos and how fantastic it is to be within the rays of Leo's big heart. There's nothing like it. Today is my father, who's passed, his birthday, a big time Leo, and his energy was absolutely the bomb. It was the most loving, beautiful energy. And that really extends to all the people in his, that fall within his rays. So this is energy that I feel you're really reevaluating and establishing a new faith in who you are inside. And this is allowing you to release a lot of sadness, a lot of suffering that you've experienced as a result of perhaps being so externally beautiful. And that comes with a whole set of expectations that many of us don't even realize that are imposed upon highly attractive, highly skillful, exciting people. In the seventh house, the warrior or the Knight of Swords is clarified by the Two of Wands in the eighth house and the Lovers in the ninth house. You're trying to make some decisions about your connection to those with whom you want to partner. Deeper investments, ways you want to be in partnership with others. So you're exploring a lot of new opportunities for partnership. And this does feel like it is both possibly social partnership, dating, going out, meeting people, and also business partnership. So I see that you see your partnerships, your traditional partnerships, as opportunities to build, to grow in a certain direction. And that is coming up against this expanded uh, discernment that you now have. So you've been down the rocky road of broken hearts, and you're now to a place where you've learned that everything that is attracted to you isn't what's best for you. And you're now no longer looking at the outside or the short term. You're looking at the benefit for the long term, attracting people that reflect your inner sense of empowerment, your inner sense of potential and possibility through this coupling with your higher self. And that means honoring your dreams, not putting them down or hiding them away or believing they'll never happen because they haven't happened in the past. Really looking at those disappointments as lessons that are taking you closer to partnerships with all significant connections that will take you where you need to go. And in the 10th house, the Five of Cups is clarified by the Five of Pentacles in the 11th house and the Eight of Cups in the 12th house. So yeah, there are a lot of stories about lack that you have inherited from the culture, uh, from your family of origin, a lot of conditioning you've received, like the rest of us, about the haves and the have-nots. All of the social media that revolves around celebrity, fame, the things people have. So don't you want to have the things other people have? And in some ways, this is part of a battle with the way in which you have been labeled in the past. And you're trying to break out of that, trying to understand that what you have learned along your path of life has opened you up to a number of things you never would have considered, perhaps growing up, or a number of directions you've gone in that you would not have thought would have been productive for you, but you're still curious about learning new opportunities, new ways in such a changed world. That there are opportunities that exist for you now that are way outside the frame or experience of family members, community members, friends. You don't feel like you always get the support you want from those familiar places or spaces, particularly in the face of your rejection of a lot of those things. So you're definitely okay being on your own, charting your own path. And in fact, you're gaining the courage now to finally approach a big challenge. You feel ready for that. You feel like you've gained enough. You've been loved. You've been supported. You've learned much from your relationships, but you're ready to move on to something bigger, more challenging for you, something that has more meaning for you. And you're just to a place where you're taking the tools of your own happiness in your own hands. You're understanding that you have the power to make yourself happy, successful, contented, satisfied, to feel good about who you are and what you do. And that's such a big shift from the way that you were perhaps trained or conditioned to believe what awaits you in life. So you're really taking some big leaps here, I would say. With the Lovers, there's definitely the idea that you have become your own best friend, and any partner has to match that, has to see your value as you come to understand your own value. I'm going to finish this reading with an oracle card, Trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. I like this. It's also this energy of harmonizing the energies within you. This earlier idea that you are gaining balance. You're learning to integrate light throughout your being. There's no part of your life or your experience that can't be looked at, purified at this time, but you have to trust yourself. Not trusting others is really about not trusting yourself, because perhaps you've made some mistakes. We all have. Perhaps things have not worked out the way you wanted them to. That happens for most people, despite appearances. And that nobody knows what's best for you but you. I hope that you've enjoyed this content. If you want to check out more, there's more here. Please like this video if you're enjoying it. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. And until next time, Leo, namaste.